Right now, waiting for that green light to say that we are good to go and we are on. Hey guys, how you going? So BKR Sport. We're live as the North Queensland Cowboys take on the Redcliffe Dolphins in a big game here, which will see one of these two teams go into the top 8. Cowboys are currently already there. Actually, no, they're not, because the Roosters jumped them after that very controversial win against the Newcastle Knights. It is absolutely a war zone on Instagram right now between NRL fans complaining that it was a try, complaining that it was a try and complaining that it should have been no try, but also fans saying that that's obviously a try and that you should never be complaining about that, and saying that people don't understand rugby league if you are complaining about that. And it's like, well, I can understand both sides of the argument, but technically speaking, as we deciphered on the last stream, it is technically speaking a try. It's just debatable whether it should be technically speaking a try. But anyway, we've moved on from that game, and now we're on to this one between the North Queensland Cowboys and the Dolphins. Obviously, this game starts in 5 minutes' time, so we've got to rush through these two team lineups, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. This is the final game of the day. There's not 3 games, there's only 2 games. Tomorrow, we have the Rabbitohs Bulldogs, and we have a couple of days break before State of Origin. Big game there, game 2 over there in Perth. But all right, let's crack it on here. So the North Queensland Cowboys, they're in 7th position, whilst the Dolphins are in 8th position. But this is not true, because this is not actually true. This is just what they were pre. So the Dolphins are in 9th position. The Cowboys are in 8th position. It wasn't including the byes from the Broncos and the Panthers at that point. So that's why they've dropped down a couple of spots already. And this is at Queensland Country Bank Stadium in Townsville. Now, the ins here for the Cowboys: Braden Burns, Jake Clifford, Jason Tamalolo, Kai O'Donnell, Caden Lars, Murray Talangi, and Thomas Duffy, with the outs being Jackson Bolo, Jeremiah Nene, John Bateman, Reece Robson, Ruben Cotter, Tom Didden, and William Velea. A lot of players out here with Origin, a few players out there with injury, but Jeremiah Nene, Robson, Cotter, and Didden are some massive outs there for State of Origin. Now, the fullback is Scott Drinkwater, who was the captain, with the wingers being Robert Derby and Murray Talangi, who has just come back from injury. Would have probably been gone for Origin this game if he was fit and healthy. So that's at least a little bit of something there for the Cowboys fans. Zach Labart and Braden Burns are the centres, with the halves being Jackson Purdue in the 5'8", who's been having a great season, and the halfback is Jake Clifford. Front row forwards are Jordan McLean and Cohen Hess, with the number 9 being Harrison Edwards. Back row is Sammy McIntyre and Kai O'Donnell, with the 13 being Jason Tamalolo. Interchange, Carl Lawton moves from the starting 9 to the bench, where Harrison Edwards was from the bench into the 9. Thomas McKaylee, Griffin Neem, and Caden Lars, with the 18th man replacement being Thomas Duffy and the coach Todd Payton. Let's move into the Dolphins team now, with Max Fionney, Ray Stone, and Sean O'Sullivan coming in. The outs are Hamiso, Tabuai-Fidow, Harrison Graham, and Max Plath. The fullback is Jake Avarillo, with the wingers being Jermaine Sarko and Jack Bostock. Centres are Max Fionney and Herbie Farnworth. You go to the 5'8", Cody Nikorima, with the halfback being Isai Katoa, future Gold Coast Titans, a chat from the last stream. Francis Molo and Felice Kafusi are the front row forwards, Kafusi being the captain, with the number 9 being Jeremy Marshall King. Back row is Kulakefu Funafiwiaki and Oren Keeley, with the 13 being Kurt Donahue. Interchange is Ray Stone, Kennelly Lemielu, Mark Nichols, and Josh Kerr, with the 18th man replacement being Sean O'Sullivan and Christian Wolfe as the coach. Coming into this game, I would have thought up at home, the Cowboys with a full-strength roster probably would be the team that I'd be leaning with. I know the Dolphins have been on a bit of a better trajectory of late for sure, especially after that massive win against the Dragons last week, where it was, 56-18? 56-6, sorry, my bad. Nate J with the big shout out there for the 2 points at the beginning of the game. And before that game, the Dolphins did have to bite. So, they've gotten 4 points in the last 2 weeks. Sorry, the week before that was the Bulldogs game, so I forgot about that one. So 44-8 against the Dogs. Obviously, Dogs were pieced apart with players out. Some of the Dolphins, though, to be fair, then they had to bye, and then they got a massive win against the Dragons last week. So Dolphins on a bit of a better trajectory. They do lose Hamiso and whatnot, but they were able to have a really cracking game without him against the Dogs. I'm going to lean with the Dolphins here. I'm going to say the Dolphins probably do get up, but it's going to be interesting to see how it does go, because both these teams are impacted by Origin, more so the Cowboys, and the Cowboys have been very hit or miss this year, hot and cold. Both these teams started off the season like 03, 04, before they got their seasons underway, but I feel like I will lean with the Dolphins here today, just because I feel like they've been a lot less impacted by Origin comparatively, and I do think they should be still fired up after the last 3 odd weeks or so of beating the Dogs and also beating the Dragons with that bye. But let's quickly move into the ladder now, where it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to have to try and put the Roosters into their position and then work off of that. There's still 2 minutes to go until game starts here. Cowboys are still in the sheds. So the Roosters now have jumped from 11th. It hasn't updated yet. So the Roosters on 14 points. They're now on 16 points with their minus 22, now minus 18. They go into 7th position, equal with the Broncos there on plus 44. So just imagine that as I'm saying this. Now, the Cowboys and Dolphins are both in 8th and 9th position. Cowboys are on 15 points, equal with the Panthers on 15 points, those two teams that drew. So forget their points differential of minus 52, but it does mean they're below the Panthers right now in that minus 9. So if the Cowboys were to win this game, they'd go to 17 points, which will put them into 6th position, and that is where they would end the weekend. They cannot go any higher than that, but they're starting to get up there close to the Sharkies then. They would be on 17 points there and would finish in 6th position, jumping above the Broncos, the Panthers, and also the Roosters, who are above them now. Now, if they lose, they are currently actually in 9th position. Sorry. So if they lose, obviously they've dropped below the Roosters, and they can't drop below anybody else. Oh, no, they could. The Rabbitohs are the only team that could jump them if the Rabbitohs beat the Bulldogs tomorrow. Forget their points differential of minus 82. Cowboys are on the uneven points marker. So the lowest the Cowboys can finish this weekend is 10th, but that would be provided the Rabbitohs beat the Bulldogs tomorrow. If they don't, then they'll finish off the weekend in 9th position. No, hold on, because the Dolphins are below them right now as well. Yes, if the Cowboys lost, Dolphins will go above them. The Roosters are above them. So, yeah, they're actually in 10th right now. If the Rabbitohs won tomorrow against the Dogs, they'd actually be in 11th position. Sorry. So, yes, basically 10th if they lose, but if the Rabbitohs win, then they'll go to 11th. Otherwise, 10th. If they win this game, however, like I said, they will be in 6th place. Sorry, I've already gone over that. Dolphins, on the other hand, they're in a very similar position, but they're equal with Manly, Dragons, Tigers, and Rabbitohs. It's so confusing considering the ladder hasn't updated yet. But if the Dolphins lose, they are 100% staying where they are in 10th currently, because the Roosters are above them. But the Rabbitohs have a chance to jump them, which would put them into 11th. So whoever loses this game is going to pretty much be in 10th, but depending on the Rabbitohs game for 11th. But if the Dolphins win, they would go up there. They've got the equal third best points differential in the comp with plus 92, so they'd go above the Broncos. Actually, whoever wins this game's going to 5th. Here's an easy one for you. Whoever wins this game's going to 5th. Whoever loses this game is in 10th, unless the Rabbitohs win tomorrow, and then whoever loses goes into 11th. Right, there you go. Very simple. That was a very hard way of getting around that. So confusing with the ladder not being updated. But the game has just kicked off. The Dolphins kick it off to the Cowboys. Scott Drinkwater to Cohen Hess, and Cowboys will be taken back to the 5. Good opening tackle there from the Dolphins. That was so confusing, man, to run through just then. That was so confusing, dude, because the ladder hasn't updated the Roosters yet, and that's directly it's directly alongside this game. So whoever wins this game and loses this game is impacted by the Roosters. Andrew says, I'm trying again. 9 tries here. 9 tries! Damn. That's a lot of tries in this game, but I can see it. Herbie Farnworth, best centre in the world. I've got Stephen Crichton as the best centre in the world, but Herbie Farnworth is fantastic. Fit tackle for the Cowboys. They'll get the support of the 45. Jared Farm Money says, looking forward to this one. Got some popcorn ready. Not cheese popcorn, but extra butter popcorn will do today. Cheese popcorn's pretty good, mate. Cheese popcorn's pretty good, mate. I tell you, I'm an experienced man. I'm very experienced in the cheese popcorn brigade. Big fan. WST says, I got Finns on 13 plus, Herbie plus 2 tries, and Purdy try. Dolphins win first half of 450, by the way. Hey, boss. Get around you, man. There was a lot going on there, so good luck with it all. Good luck with it all. But I can see a world where Finns win 13 plus. I definitely... Oh, it's a high tackle. This should be a penalty here to the Dolphins at the 25. Cohen Hess should get done for the high tackle here. It should be a penalty. No Dearden, going to be a problem, and Cotter. No Dearden, no Cotter, no Reece Robson, and also no... Who's the other one? And yes, I will refresh the score now. Oh, no, it's already refreshed. See, Jam, we're on top of it. I didn't know it. It's, yep, high tackle, so it's going to be Dolphins penalty. Who's the other player that's out? Dearden, Cotter. Oh, no. Dearden, Cotter, Robson, and Nene out. Dolphins are missing Hamiso, but J.K. Ferrello can play fullback quite well. Olivia says, okay, here's the question. What are they smelling in that bucket bowl before the game? I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even know what you're talking about. Maybe it's this herbal inhaler. Maybe it is. Herbal inhalers. You can sponsor the channel. I smell it so much, you can sponsor the channel. So Felice Kafusi, he'll get this ball out of the 40. GT says, Finn ups, feeling nervous at this game. The Hitman Stoney is back. He's good for an error, but he's also good for a real red rocket hot tackle. WST says up to was. Olivia says, really like the herbal stuff, Jay? No, he's just talking shit. Tylan says, wish Herbie was eligible for Queensland. Would have made a world of difference to our backline, and him versus Crichton or Latrell would be an amazing watch. I absolutely agree. It's Akatoa here right inside. Avarillo crunched down to the 35. It was a great little run there. Should arguably 6 again. That was a second attempt there. It is 6 again. It is a 6 again. So Dolphins now through Francis Molo, first tackle at 25. Great start here for Redcliffe. But I agree with you, Tylan. I think that if Herbie Farnworth was eligible, obviously he's not, he's English, but if he was eligible, it would be huge. That'd be massive there for Queensland's defence. But I do think that, Queensland going in a different direction with their halves is going to make a world of difference to this game in Game 2. Don't forget, guys, we'll be live for that game an hour beforehand. It's going to be huge. So third tackle for the Dolphins at the 10. They give it off to Donahue. Isagatoa taking it out at the 10. You could have argued there was a knock on there, but they didn't call it. And 6 again here for the Dolphins. Marshall King gets him off balance, and it'll be 6 again for the Dolphins, 5 metres away. So they give it out to Finifiuyaki, who's 4 metres away from the line, second tackle. Andy says, I changed up from 9 to 2 each half for Dolphins. Yeah, I don't mind 2 each half for the Dolphins. I think that's a good bet. Fourth tackle, 4 metres out. Marshall King gives it to Isagatoa. Katoa gives it to Avarillo. Avarillo still going, and then he will get taken down at the 10, fourth tackle. Not a great attack and set here from the Dolphins to open it up. Marshall King out to Isagatoa. Katoa fakes it, steps, gives it. Oh, here's an easy try. Here's an easy try. Oh, they've messed it up. They had 3 on nothing. They had 3 on nothing, didn't get the ball out. And then Nicarima over the top into Bostock. Oh, that's a brilliant try. That's a nice try. They messed up a very easy try and then get a really difficult try here for Bostock, keeping his feet in bounds. That's actually really impressive. Okay, Sundo, I want to ask you a question. So try here the Dolphins 4-0 with a kick to come. You are a Roosters fan. Give me your thoughts, and you know what I'm asking you about. I want you to give me your thoughts as a Roosters fan. Give me your thoughts. You know exactly what I'm asking you about. No, it's probably fine that potential knock-on from Isagatoa, but I think it was fine. Sometimes before they run out, smell into a bowl or bucket, usually with a towel over the top. No idea. Maybe it genuinely may be a herbal inhaler. Maybe. Yes, Sundo. Yeah, the try. Because we spoke about it like quite a bit. Probably. Oh! No, he's in. Oh, maybe not. This is close. This is very close if this goes out or not. It comes down to his toes. It might be in the air, though. I think he's fine. That angle's never going to show us shit. Try confirmed, yeah. Damn, that was close in the end, though. It looked like an easy try. Well, not easy, but it looked like he clearly had his feet in bounds earlier, but late on there, it looked like maybe not. Maybe not. But no, he does get it. So try confirm for Jack Bostock. 4-0 with a hit to come. Tip the Dolphins this game. Second place, tip Cowboys. Need a hold. I think Dolphins win this game, mate. I think Dolphins win this game relatively comfortably. They should. They're not as impacted by Origin as the Cows. Sana says, watching it live, I thought he got it. The replay showed that there was no separation from his forearm once it makes contact. I'm just not 100% sure if you are allowed to score with your forearm. So basically, to clarify, 1 second, we'll go to this kick first and then I'll explain what we'll talk about. So Isako will miss the kick. So we'll stay 4-0 to the Dolphins 5 minutes in. So basically, I don't believe that it should be a try, but the rulebook states that it is a try. So I don't think that you can. Oh yeah, his foot was just up. I don't think that, and this is not a Roosters thing or this game thing. I don't think that you should be allowed to score a try with the ball touching here and no separation. Again, there's no separation, so it's not like a knock on. But it's about the control, and I don't think that your forearm here should be included as having control to put the ball down there, because it's like, well, okay, well, let's just add the bicep in at this point. So technically in the rule book, it is the correct call. They have made the correct call. So the NRL is not on the back foot in regards to making the correct call in the rule book, because it's your fingers, your hand, your wrist, and your forearm. I just don't necessarily agree that the forearm here should be classed as control. So that's what we're talking about. That's my thought process. Can you still score with your torso as well? So, based on what people were saying before, the torso wasn't included. Scoring with your torso is ridiculous. Like, that's just stupid at this point. That's not having to go you. That's just having to go with the notion. Third tackle of the Dolphins. They'll get this ball out of here to the 42 on 4 tackle. But see, I like things like this because it gives you a good ability to actually question and talk about it. They should for sure. Canelli Lemielu try. Lemielu tried? What are you talking about? No, we're talking about the last game between the Roosters and the Knights where Siwa Wong scored the game winner, the match winner in a 12-8 game in the last 5-10 minutes of the game with the ball only connecting with his upper forearm. But still forearm nonetheless. Jay says, once in under 12s, Daz scored a try with his... Okay. And knock on from the Cowboys. Dolphins will get the ball at 24. Cowboys not looking up to it early doors. So again, to clarify my position, the NRL got it right in regards to the rulebook, but I don't necessarily agree with the rulebook. Don't necessarily agree with it. Which I spoke about on my Instagram. By the way, I have dropped the Instagram link for BKR Sport. I want to kind of grow, do a lot more on Instagram. So if you aren't following me on Instagram yet, guys, the link is literally as the pin comment in this chat. So Dolphins here, 24 metres out. Tackling the opposition half 12 times to the Dolphins, 0 times to the Cowboys. And Dolphins are away. Nicarima, he flicks the ball over the top. Cowboys knock it backwards again. Dolphins get the ball, so it's 0 tackle. Oh, it's first tackle, 5 metres out. Jeez, this has been a crazy first 7 minutes here for the Dolphins. Avarillo to Oren Keeley, and he's going to be 5 metres away now, second tackle. 5 metres away, second tackle. They're going to roll it back into Marshall King. And he'll go for himself, a little scoot. He scored. I think he scored here. Or maybe not. They're going to check this. They're going to go to the bunker. So they're just going to check if he gets the line, actually. He's saying he gets it. Someone says, yeah, well, I mean, Knights fans going to be mad, but it's a rule. It is what it is. I just think it should be tweaked. I don't think Knights fans are necessarily wrong to be mad. It's just that the rule does have him wrong. No, he'll be... Oh, he got very close. He'll be held up over the line. It's actually his own arm that's prevented him from scoring that. Someone says, both teams' attack was bad. Roosters just clicked when it mattered. I wouldn't say the Roosters clicked. I would say that both those teams were bad. Both those teams were bad, man, but you just take the 2 points and forget it ever happened. Just forget how you got the 2 points. Just be glad you got the 2 points, and that's as far as I'd go with that game, to be fair. The Roosters and the Knights are two teams this year that just love a good error. It's just the Roosters know how to win those games more than the Knights do. So fourth tackle, I'll explain in a second, Tyler. So out to Cody Nicarima at the 10. Then off to Herbie Farnworth. And Farnworth! Oh, 4 metres out. Fit tackle. Nice run, though, from Farnworth. Marshall King back here to Donahue. Isaka Toa kicks it. Oh! I would argue he's still got... Oh, okay. I would argue he might have got tackled without the ball there, but sure. So it's first tackle with the Cowboys at the 10. Tylen said, random question. Any reason you haven't labelled Broncos a scam like Manly and the Sharks coming from a Broncos fan? Well, as a Titans fan, I'd be very happy to put you a scam. But I don't think you scam just yet. Penalties of the Cowboys here at the 15. I don't think you're a scam just yet. I think you're absolutely on fraud alert. The Sharks, I predicted for first place this year. They've been extremely unconvincing. And don't get me wrong, the Broncos have been too. I had the Broncos for 5th rather than 1st, whilst I had Manly for 4th, and they're not even in the top 10 right now once I update this ladder. And the Sharks have dropped from 1st to 5th. The Broncos are very close to being on scam. They're very close. I just don't know... I think if they lose to the Sharks, I could probably switch the Sharks off of fraud alert and put the Broncos on a scam. Because scam is worse than fraud alert, obviously, as you're aware here on the channel. So that's kind of my thought process. I don't know if the Broncos have been... Like, they've been disappointing. They've been disappointing. I just feel like at least they got their win in their last one. And the Sharks did get a win on Thursday. Dragons are a bit better than the Titans. The Broncos only beat the 17th place team. I don't know. We'll see. Next week, if you lose, I'm probably going to be putting you onto scam. And you can thank me for that later. Cowboys here. Drinkwater taken down to the 20 on 4 tackle. Bavuma gone. Oh, good stuff. How many more does South Africa need? Hopefully we get a massive collapse here. Hopefully there's a massive collapse. But I honestly wouldn't even mind if South Africa won, dude. You know, they don't win much. Out to the right, fit tackle. Drinkwater kind of ruins that move, and they'll just be taken down on fit tackle 10 minutes out. 10 minutes gone here, guys. 30 minutes to go in first half. Hit that like button and subscribe. 10 minutes gone. Don't forget, we love Rabbitohs Bulldogs tomorrow. Yes, Marshall King is playing today. Did Marshall King not play last week? 64 runs to get with 7 wickets in hand. Oh, they only got 5 runs. That should have been a high tackle there against the Dolphins, to be fair, which they haven't called. I'm going to make it... They're probably going to call this... Yeah, they will call this a high tackle, so it's going to be a penalty here to the Cowboys. Dolphins, Dragons, last week. Team list... Yeah, Marshall King played last week. I was right. Because he wasn't on the ins and outs. Yeah, he played last week, and he's here today. Alright. And let's move this back here so I've got the team list in front of me when I need it. So penalty to the Cowboys. They're going to get a great attacking opportunity here. 10 metres out from the line. And Scott Drinkwater, unfortunately, will have to come off for a HIA here. He's off for 15 minutes. So, yeah, you get the penalty, but at what cost here? That's a huge loss there for the Cows in the next 15. Who plays their fullback now? Maybe they push... Oh, Thomas Duffy? I'm not too sure. Maybe he gets pushed to the fullback. So Cowboys now, first tackle, 9 metres out. Off to Clifford. And Colin Hess is 5 metres out. Purdy's in there 5'8", as if you're going to push the 5'8 to the fullback. Why would you mess up your spine to fix your spine? So 6 again now for the Cowboys. Have you watched a Cowboys game ever in your life, Andrew? Have you ever watched a Cowboys or a Dolphins game for that matter? You've just suggested this is Marshall King's first game when he played last week, and you're suggesting moving the starting 5'8 into the fullback position to cover the fullback, but then who covers the 5'8 position, Andrew? Second tackle here, 5 metres away. They go out to Duffy. Duffy then to Clifford, and there's a chance here down to the left-hand side, and Zach Labour will be 5 metres away. Hey, how about the top 2 highest regular season game crowd of attendance of all time has the 2025 Bulldogs in them? Yeah, fair enough, because about 3 years ago, they probably would have had the lowest attendances of all time alongside the Titans from the mid-2010s. So, 4 tackle now at the 5. 4 tackle at the 5. They go out to the right-hand side. Hits the grass. Cowboys still might score here. Nope. They'll be taking down 5 metres out, fit tackle. And penalty here to the Cowboys. Penalty to the Cowboys again. Tylan says, fair call. Perhaps my expectations for Broncos were inflated to start the season, and thus my disappointment was greater comparatively. Well, my top 4, my top 8 was Sharks, Storm, Panthers. I'm aware, but they could still get there, to be fair. Oh, hold on a second here. Let's have a look at this tackle again. And I would say that's a bin-worthy offence there from Kafusi. It's direct shoulder contact to the head. You could argue that's a shoulder. You could argue that's a shoulder charge, and it's direct contact to the head. That should be a bin here for Kafusi. Based off of consistency, this should be a bin for Kafusi. So my top 8 was Sharks, Storm, Panthers. They're talking about it. We'll talk about this in a second. I think they're about to bin Kafusi. Consistency-wise, this has to be a bin. Consistency-wise, this absolutely has to be a bin. There's no 2 ways about it. Shoot out of the line. In the bin. Yep. So Felice Kafusi is going to be 10 minutes in the sin bin here. So they may have lost Drinkwater for 15 minutes, the Cows, but at least they've got an extra man. 13 on 12. Dolphins been very ill-disciplined on this attacking set of the Cowboys. Okay, so to go again quickly. Sharks first, Storm second, Panthers third, Manly fourth, yikes. Broncos fifth, Bulldogs sixth, a little bit of a yikes, but not super unhappy with it, but obviously they're doing very, very well. 7th, I put Rabbitohs, and 8th, I put Dragons. So I don't think Broncos are scammed just yet, but if they lose next week, then sure. Go polish your head. So first tackle, 3 metres out. They give it to Jake Clifford, Duffy, and Cowboys will be 5 metres away now from the line. Where did you have the Broncos pre-season? You couldn't have had them above the Storm, the Panthers, or the Sharks. And Thomas Duffy is now on a HIA as well. So the man who replaced Drinkwater on a HIA is also coming up for a HIA. So now who goes for the fullback? So again, Dolphins have got a man in the bin, but the Cowboys have just lost both their fullback and their backup fullback for at least the next 15 minutes. You did not have Canberra first, Andrew. Shut your lying mouth. You are a liar. You are a liar. You are a liar. You had Canberra first on the other side of the table, didn't you? I did not see a single other person agree with me that Canberra was going to be in 9th, let alone in first position. In ninth, I had them. And I'm happy with putting them in ninth because I gave them a chance, but just they've been much better. I should have backed in my gut from the back end of last year when I did my postseason review of them. Third tackle at the 3. Now 10 metres out. Cowboys, Clifford. Good scramble defense. So out to the right, they give it to Purdue. Then it's going to be nothing going on there. This is really awkward attacking with the Cowboys. Lawton. Purdue kicks it through. That's played out. Dolphins ball at 10. Was he onside? It'll be fine. So first tackle for the Dolphins. 1 Purdue, 6 Lawton, 9 Edwards. Well, it's like you kind of nearly have to shuffle that spine around now. You didn't have to shuffle it before, but now you kind of have to. We'll see who's the fullback now. We'll see who the fullback is now when the Dolphins get their 5th tackle kick away. But like moving your 6 to your fullback, just maybe in defense you put him as the fullback, and then in attack you put him in the 6 until you get Drinkwater back. Dolphins here at the 45 on 4th tackle, still going. Now 5th tackle. Okay, we'll see it now. So who is back here at the fullback? Okay, so it is Jackson Purdue in the fullback position for the time being. So he's at the 10. I feel like, yeah, he's playing 6 in the attack and then fullback when he's on defense because they don't have another option. Foos just took his head off. Tyler says, my top 4 was Storm, Panthers, Sharks, then Broncos. Yeah, well, there's only one team in between. We're pretty much on a similar level there. You just had the Storm first. I had Storm second. You had Panthers second. I had them third, and I had Sharks first comparatively. And then I just had Manly as 4th rather than the Broncos. But obviously Manly have been... yikes. On the next topic, I'm actually going to change the table around and update the table, and they're not even going to even be on the top 10. They won't even be in the top 10. But with the table being so close, like that can change very quickly. So, high ball, Cowboys knock it on. Oh, and it's just going to be a 0 tackle, but Jack Bostock gets it and he's away. Jack Bostock gets the offload away, and Herbie Farnworth. Farnworth at the 35, at the 40, the 45, at the 50. Good run there by Herbie Farnworth, and great play from Bostock, who's having a great game so far. I'm going to go quickly update this table. Quickly go update this table here. Well, I've screenshot it anyway. Logan Borzak says, I, myself, like you, Blaze, shamefully had Sharks first. Mate, it's shamefully. It's disgraceful, man. This is why they're on a scam. This is why they're scammers, man. They are the origination. They are the originals. They are the OGs. They are the boppers, historically and culturally, of the scam alert. Dearie me. Bloody Sharks. Isaiah Katoa to go to Nicarima. Nicarima runs it himself, gets it off to Farnworth, and this is a try come up for the Dolphins with a man in the bin. They will score. 8-0 with a kick to come. Jack Bostock will score a double. And that was all set up from Isaiah Katoa to Farnworth to Jack Bostock. And it is 8-0 with the kick to come. All right, let's update this table. Let's update this table. Because, Manly, you can get off my screen. Manly, you can get off my screen. All right, so now I've got to fix this too. Now I've got to fix this because I don't know what's happened here, why everything's so big, why the table's got wins and stuff on it now. There we go. So scam is right for the Sharks. And then we're going to have to remove this this scam as we currently speak because the Dolphins aren't there. So they're just right there. Those Bing Bang Boppers, 5 and 6. Bing Bang Bopper, 5 and 6. I guess if the Cowboys lose this, you could start to be looking at them as scam, as fraud alert, sorry. But then again, I never really had them high. I had them for what, like 12th position? 12th or 10th or something? Tyler says, I think the top 4 are close to locked in, playing a tier above the rest. Storm are locked in on points differential alone, nearly. So, like, the Storm are 2 points below the Warriors, Bulldogs, and Raiders, but their points differential is plus 171, comparably to 96, 92, and 35 for the Raiders, Bulldogs, and Warriors. So it's like the Storm, they're effectively on 24 points comparatively to the teams below them because it's plus 26, plus 44. Only team relatively close is maybe the Dolphins, but they're still, 6 points, 8 points below where the Storm are at, 6 points with a win here today. So the Storm You could arguably just say the Storm have got an extra 2 points because of that points differential. And the amount of points they've scored this year is ridiculous at 404. That's ridiculous. To really emphasize that, the Melbourne Storm this year have scored 404 points through 12 games. The Knights have played 14 games and they've scored 193. The Storm have played 2 less games than Newcastle and have scored 209 more points than them. 209 more points for them in 2 less games. That's a wild stat to read out. 209 more points to the Storm than Newcastle this year in 2 less games. Someone says, wow, they are a man down and they look a man up. Yep. But big loss there of Drinkwater and also Thomas Duffy, the replacement, meaning they've had to shuffle their entire spine around. A good offload there from Farnworth to Nicarima. Nicarima at the 35. He'll get it to Francis Molo. And Molo will get the ball out of the 45 on 4 tackle. Rate my top 8 predictions. Sharks 1, scam. Storm 2, Panthers 3. We're both in the same, everyone's in the same bracket there. Bulldogs 4, I'd have been 6th, it's not too far off. Manly 5, I had him in 4th, I'm not far off. Dragons 6 was crazy. Like I couldn't believe that I put him in 8th, let alone 6th. Top 6 is wild. No, top 6 for the Dragons pre-season is an insane thing to think. I don't believe that you put the Raiders 8th. I don't believe it. And the Broncos in 7th. I can believe it, but I believe that you're pretending to have the Raiders in the top 8. I didn't see a single person saying the Raiders would be top 8 pre-season besides the Raiders fans. Buck says both Sea Eagles and Sharks are downhill skiers. Well, at least the Sharks won. The Manly Sea Eagles have lost their last 2 games to third last and to last. Scott Drinkwater passed his HIA, so he will be back. Cowboys here on fit tackle to the 45. Someone says, wow, none of you have Roosters. $3.10, such good value if I do say so myself. Okay, well, we're talking about pre-season predictions. So I had the Roosters in 4th last pre-season, and I could easily still see you being closer to there than the top 8. But with that being said, you're at least getting 2 points. Out to the right side is Sarko's away here, the 30, the 35, at the 40. Sarko! Oh, it's a good last-ditch switch up there from the Cowboys, and the Dolphins will be in the attack on 45, first tackle. Still 3 minutes to go of Felice Kafusi of the Dolphins, Sinbin. I just thought the young kids would rip up the Raiders going into the season. I'll be honest with you, bro. Love ya. Don't believe you had the Raiders in the top 8. I don't believe it. I was the only person that I saw that had the Raiders even within touching, kissing distance of the top 8 in 9th position. This is the first time I've heard of it too, so I'm not going to lie to you. I do feel like you're telling a little bit of a fibber. But with that being said, you know, yes, the young lads, that's what I said in my post-season review last year. They do have a lot better of a team. That ball's going to go over the sideline, and McGrath is back in play. Cowboys ball. Oh, man. Hans fan says, Cowboys lock in, please. Why do you care about the Cowboys? You're a Warriors fan. I had Warriors last, gee whiz. Yeah, I had them second last. You know, everyone can put their hands up. Warriors fans, for the most part, had them at least competing for the 8. Nobody thought they'd be, you know, anywhere near where they are now, but good on them. I just thought it would have taken a little bit more time than just the off-season to, you know, get their halves rocking and rolling. But it does kind of show that Sean Johnson was holding them back a little bit. And I hate saying that. I hate saying that because he's a legend of the game, but he was. He's very good in regards to being an analyst, though. Everyone loves him now. I wonder how long it will take before people start to criticise, because Cooper Cronk, when he first came in, everyone loved him, and then people really heavily criticise him. Mick Ennis is the same. Anyone who is a great analyst at the start, people will find a way to hate you. But I don't think Cooper's as bad as people make out. Having the Raiders as wooden spoons is ridiculous. I don't think realistically it's ridiculous, but I do think that it's misinformed pre-season, because the Raiders always look like they have a poor team, but they always get up and compete for the top 8. It's just this year they've been able to compete for first position. Alright, so the Dolphins will get the ball because that kick is going out on the full there for the Cowboys. The Dolphins are going to be back in the attacking half from a bad kick from North Queensland. 20 minutes to go the first half, guys. 20 minutes gone. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Don't forget Bulldogs Rabbitohs is tomorrow. I saw so many people have Raiders as wooden spooners just like last year. It just motivates Canberra. I don't think Canberra gives a shit about the motivation from people saying they're going to be in last. I don't think they could care less. I think that they are just a very underrated team. But I can understand why, on paper, people looked at the team of the Raiders and said, "Oh, this team doesn't look that great." I don't know if they've watched enough footy though. When like most people don't watch every game like us. Most people don't watch every single game, and especially not Canberra games. Sometimes you'll probably tune in for a big time team or some other teams in your local area or whatnot. But Saikato was away here. Saikato was away back on the inside. They have basically scored 3 tries with a man in the bin. The Dolphins have basically scored 3 tries with a man in the bin. So the Dolphins will score again. Bostock has scored twice, and they've just gone over again. It is 14-0 with the kit to come, and that is inclusive of a time when Felice Kafusi was off the field. Happy to call it already. You kind of do. So Oren Keeley puts it over the line under the post. I'd be pretty happy to start calling it right now. But then again, comebacks happen quite frequently. Like last week, you would have said it was over for Manly at halftime. Like, I just don't know how you could hate SJ. Yeah, I agree, but people find a way. People always find a way. I don't know how you could hate Jesus Christ, but people did. And people do. Buck says, I had Raiders potentially finishing top. You are the most full of shit bloke I've ever seen in my life. This is why you're an idiot. I'm not even going to respond. I'm not even going to give you any more of a response than you're an idiot. Justin Sutton says, happy to call it already. 2 tries score with a man in the sin bin. Yeah, no, this is poor stuff here from the Cows. So 17 minutes to go the first half. It's 16-0. Chaz, the Dolphins are turning out to be the team to look out for. Well, let's hold on a second. Let's relax a little bit. Let's go over what they've recently done against who they've played. Right? Let's not forget the context of who they've played. But I also understand what you do in this chat, Jared, so don't worry. But the Cowboys are not necessarily a team to watch out for. So the Dolphins are well and truly beating them. The Dragons are the Dragons, and they won 56-6. Yeah, they beat the Bulldogs, but the Bulldogs had 7 or 8 of their players out. Dolphins had a few players out too, but they had 7 or 8 of their players out. They did lose to the Warriors. Sure, they beat the Eels. They got whooped by the Roosters. They had 40 points put past them by the Raiders, but it was a great win against the Storm. But if you're referring more so towards their last 3 weeks, you can provide massive excuses for the Dogs. The Dragons are shit house, and the Cowboys are pretty shit house themselves. They play the Knights next week, which should be a pretty easy win for them. Then the Rabbitohs, nothing to write home about. The Sharks is probably their next really difficult game in round 19, and even they've got problems right now. So it's like the Dolphins are beating teams, but they're beating who right now? If you go back to the Storm game, which is their last legitimate big dog they've beaten, again, I know they beat the Dogs 44-8, but it was with all the Origin players out, and the Dogs have way more Origin players out than the Dolphins. So, yeah, no, I'm still hesitant. I want to see them. I do want to see a bit more, but that's only on the basis that I want to see them play teams that they're not scheduled to play against. You can only play who you're up against, but also I just think to be tread carefully in regards to seeing where the Dolphins are at, because they're also kind of playing nobodies at the moment. And Cowboys fans, if you're upset that I'm calling you a bit of a nobody, like we can go and have a look at your recent record too, if you would like. So second tackle here for the Cowboys at the 25. And also, they're playing a Cowboys team that's also decimated by Origin injuries here today. Now, they lost 24-6 to Manly, the Cowboys. They conceded 28 points to the Tigers and only won 32-28. And they lost 38-14 to the Storm last week. So, you know, the Cowboys have got a plethora of questions. And that is a knock-on there from the Dolphins. No, knock-on from the That was a knock-on for the Cowboys, no? Sorry, I was looking at the table. I didn't even know who had the ball. It was a knock-on for the Cowboys. I had Warriors finishing top. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, simply you did not. You are lying. Big old liar, son. So Dolphins will get this ball 40 metres out. No, it was Cowboys. What? Okay, so maybe it was a strip or something. I don't know what happened. Sorry, I tuned. This game is looking like it's not going to be a belter, and I was looking at the table instead. So it's Cowboys ball at the 45 on second tackle. No, it's Storm. I know, mate. I know you did. You know why? Because that was the obvious selection. The Dolphins tried to strip. So if they tried to strip, then why wasn't it a penalty? So out to the left, they give it to Scott Drinkwater. Drinkwater to Sammy McIntyre. Sammy McIntyre looks so different with his head shaved. Third tackle out to Clifford. And Griffin Neem is 15 metres away for tackle. Come on, Cowboys. Please score to make this a good game so that we don't fall asleep here. Drinkwater. That's going to be a knock on there from the Dolphins. It should be 6 again. Yep. 6 again. Because it was a successful one-on-one and then he lost it. Okay. All right, 0 tackle. Now first, 10 metres away. Come on, Cowboys. Please score. Otherwise, this game is going to be dry. This game is going to be dry if you don't score here. Jake Clifford to Griffin Neem, and Neem will be 4 metres out. At least we had a great cracking finish between that Knights and Roosters game. Clifford off to Drinkwater, and Zach Labert 5 metres out. Third tackle, not much going on here. Especially considering that was one of the worst first 60 minutes of rugby league nearly in history, but the final 20 was crazy. All right, Buck, you're getting close with timeout for being a Muppet. Fourth tackle in 9 metres out because that is just simply not true. And Zach Laver's going to be 5 metres away now, fifth tackle. I'll read you a comment in a second, Max. I just wait for this attack and set. Cowboys will actually score on the wing. I would assume Murray Taulagi. I think he scored. The angle was awful there from Fox, but they will call it a try. And Murray Taulagi back into the action. He will score on the wing, and it's 16-4 to the Dolphins with a kick to come to the Cows. Max Watson says, where do you see Katoa in the next few years? Do you see him becoming the top half in the comp? Or do you have doubts? Personally, his consistency and ability does seem quite promising. No, he looks really good. He looks really good. He looks really good, man. Just need to see it across a couple of years rather than just this year because he was very hot and cold last year. But no, I think he's got all the potential in the world. And the Dolphins are going to have a tough job holding on to him because a lot of teams will come for him. That doesn't necessarily mean that I think he'll go anywhere, but a lot of teams will come for him. And that's a good try there from Murray Taulagi. That is a really good try. All right, so yeah, I don't think Murray Taulagi knows how to score a normal try. That's how he scores every single try. That is quite literally how he scores every single try. The guy just doesn't stop scoring absolute belters like that. And he made it look so easy as well. When the Johns brothers are glazing you, that will give you confidence. Looking forward to seeing Katoa and his progression. Oh, he's missed the kick. Goes across goal. So say 16-40 to the Dolphins with 12 minutes to go the first half. Yeah, his progression should be great. Can the Dolphins get it out of him over the next coming years? Maybe. If they can keep playing the footy that they've been playing over the last couple of weeks against nobodies, but still playing the footy that they've been playing the last couple of weeks, then yeah, Katoa would have given the Dolphins the ball at the 20, at the 15. I was one of the highest predictors of them, and I put them in 9th. Oh, it's freezing, is it? Are we back, or are we still going, or what's on? What's going on? Are we still going, or what? Dolphins now, they'll be taking it down to the 20. Can you see how many fingers I'm holding up? How many fingers am I holding up? Second tackle now for the Dolphins. They'll get this ball to the 25, I think it was. Andrew says, iBoy unplugged L-boy? iBoy? What are you talking about? Unplugged the router? 87. I was actually a finger in 87? Damn. I was actually holding up 87 fingers. Felice Kafusi gets dragged all the way back to the 20. Just the naughty finger. No, this is the wedding finger, mate. Actually, no, that's this one, isn't it? I think it's this one. It's your left one here, yeah? And good kick there from the Dolphins, and the Cowboys will let it bounce. Oh my gosh, that's lucky it went over, but Taulagi waited and waited and waited, and it finally did go over. It finally did go over. So 10 minutes to go, the first half, 30 minutes gone. Hit that like button and subscribe, guys. At halftime, I will have a bit of a 5-minute break. Your wedding finger is not your index finger, Highlanders fan. What are you talking about? This is your index finger next to the thumb. Your wedding finger is not your index finger. Why would you put your wedding finger there? Why would you put the wedding ring on your index finger? Never been dumb enough to get married. All power to you, Jay. All power to you. Plenty of Thai single women in your area, but plenty of Thai single women in your area. Jared's marriage is a scam anyway. So 4th tackle here at the 30. And Jake Clifford now to the 20 on 5th tackle. Actually, no, I won't go down that conversational path. So they'll put this ball out to the left. And good grab there from Jermaine Sarko, who'll get it at the 5. So you're telling me the Dolphins played better in this game when they were a man down? The Dolphins played better when they were a man down. If this is who needs a wedding, they suck. I just want a wedding because the cake's awesome. The cake's awesome. You know? What a time to be alive. Massive cake. He's lost that ball, and it's going to be a penalty here to the Dolphins instead. Penalty to the Dolphins. Otherwise, it was going to be a knock on there. What's the penalty for, though? What was the penalty for there? Oh, offside, okay. Oh, no, high tackle. Oh, okay, yeah, I see it. Jared Farmone says, I love saying that to my boss whenever he complains about married life and he immediately backpedals. It's hilarious. Now, get into him, mate. Get into him. But, like, imagine spending, like, $100,000 on a wedding. That's a lot of money spending on wedding, and a lot of people do it. $100,000 for a big wedding is just like, you better be damn well sure that you're till death do we part. You better be damn well sure you're till death do we damn well part if I'm spending $100K on a full-blown wedding. So 4th tackle here for the Dolphins, and they give it out to Avarillo. Avarillo off to, it's actually 3rd tackle, mind you. Now it's 4th tackle at the 40. I'm just going to get eloped because I'm not wasting my money on that. Yeah, just elope to Fiji. Just elope to Fiji or Vegas. So Herbie Farmer, just go and get married in that Elvis. I've walked past it before. The Elvis marriage. Oh, knock on Dolphins. Just get married in the Elvis church in Vegas. That's the place. That's the place to go, you know? What's with parts today? What do you mean parts? Little Whitechapel. Is that the one I'm thinking about? The one that's got some fake Elvis impersonator who gets you married? For real, if I ever get married, I'll do it in Vegas. You know which one I'm talking about, though, Sundo, right? It's close to Mandalay Bay, and it's close to the Welcome to Vegas sign. And there's like a little church with Elvis out the front. Parachips go Para. Yeah, Para's not playing here today, mate. No, they're currently booked in for an STD check. But Para's not playing here today. I believe they'll get their results back on Monday. So the Cowboys will get this ball 3rd tackle at the 35. Yeah, no, you are right. You are right, Para. Not playing today, Olivia. Sunder says, so cheap, and I love that place. You've been to this chapel? And Cowboys taking that at the halfway point, 4th tackle. Sunder says, I don't know that one. I walked past a lot near the downtown area, though. Yeah, there is quite a few. So they'll give it out. Clifford hits Grass McGrass and knock on. That's a knock on. Well, that's a knock on. That, my friend's a knock on. Dolphins ball to 45. Took him a while to call it, but he does call it. He does call it champion. So Dolphins at the 45. This game just hasn't really clicked up that notch yet. I want it to click up a bit of a notch. Would like it to click up a notch. No notch has clicked up just yet. I would say it's quite a dead game, man. Like, it actually is. It's quite a dead game, but like it's not like it's over by any means. It's only a 12-point game. We thought it might have been over before, but Dolphins have kind of gone to sleep just like the rest of us. You're not really officially married unless you were married by Elvis in Vegas. You're absolutely spot on, mate. If you aren't married, and I'd say this to everyone who's married right now, there's plenty of you I know who would be married watching this right now. I want you to have a look at your wife or your husband and say, we need to go to Vegas and get married by Elvis, otherwise BKR said that we're not actually real. We're not actually, you're a scam marriage. You'd be on the scam alert over here. You'd be absolutely on scam. You'd be absolutely on scam. Fit tackle. If you asked me if your wedding was legit and you said it was in like some, oh, Dolphins! No, they'll be 1 meter short and there'll be a switch over to the Cowboys. If you came to me and said, hey, listen, BKR Sport, I know you're very knowledgeable with all this marriage stuff, very, very knowledgeable, very extremely knowledgeable, the most knowledgeable men on earth, and you said, how legitimate is our wedding? And you told me that you got married in like a park or some reception area at a hotel or a church, I'd say, which church? And then you said somewhere Gold Coast or Fiji or Sydney or wherever. I'd say, that's ridiculous. It's disgraceful, actually. It's really disrespectful to the matrimony of marriage, the art of marriage, the beautiful procedure of Elvis Presley impersonator getting you married in Las Vegas. And that's a knock on there from the Cowboys. You know, it's really disgraceful, actually. I think you need to have a word to yourself if you haven't been married by Elvis. 0 tackle. Not going to read that comment from Joe. I know this is going to disappoint all the Aussies in Thailand, but I'm married. I went to Portugal for mine. Well, you're not married then, Andrew. You're not married, Andrew, and you can tell your wife that. You can tell your wife it's not official. Unless Elvis did it. Don't want to listen. Don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it, mate. 3rd tackler at the 15. And they'll give it off to Isaka Toa. Love how you included Thailand in that, though, as if like I'm Thai. Because I'm in Thailand now. 4th tackle here, 5 metres out. 3 minutes to go the first half. And Grassy McGrath back in play. Knock on from the Cowboys. And then double knock on. It'll be Dolphins as well. Oh, they're going to say the Cowboys didn't even touch it. Lager Balzac says, if you weren't married by Elvis in Vegas, you should be named Mrs. Brisbane and Mr. Cronulla. Exactly. That's absolutely right, Logan Paul Sachs. That's absolutely right. Mr. Brisbane and Mr. Cronulla. And Mrs. Just call it Mr. and Mr. at this point. So they're challenging here this call, the Dolphins. What is this game? Sando, we're not even really talking about the game because it's been so all over the shop. He hasn't touched that ball. Unsuccessful challenge coming up. But Andrew, if you think Grassy's having a great game this game, the last game, Grassy was just out of this world. You couldn't stop Grassy. You just simply couldn't stop him. You just couldn't stop him. It was really impressive stuff. I'm going to need a Red Bull to keep me awake. I'm absolutely having a break at halftime. I promise you with every part of my soul that I am standing up and I'm walking out to the balcony and I'm reconsidering my life for having watched this game at halftime. And then I'll be back for the second half. Oh, boy. I had a big night ahead too. I'm getting a good steak, though. Oh, yeah. Steak time, baby. Prime Steakhouse. Yes, sir. Other energy drinks are available. Andrew, I don't really want to hear it, mate. You got to scam marriage. You got to scam marriage and you don't want to admit to it. You tell me, I want to see a photo of you with you and your wife and Elvis Presley. Otherwise, I don't believe you. I don't believe you, Andrew. Prime Steakhouse, exactly right, Sundo. It's the place to be in Huahin. It's the place to be. Did you remember that from weeks ago when I've told you guys? Because we usually go there like every Saturday. Iced berry Red Bull is God tier energy drink. That sounds like the most fruity drink I've ever seen in my life. 2nd tackle now at the 20. And it says, hey, guess what? The sun's come out too. And now you're a liar. You're a scamming liar. Am I surprised? No. Sun says there is one at the Bellagio. Oh, really? I didn't even know that. Okay, well, how do you know it was Prime Steakhouse? Oh, yeah, but that's just, so you randomly guess at Prime Steakhouse in bloody Las Vegas, and it ended up being the same steakhouse that we go to here in Hawaii. So 5th tackle here at the 45 of the Cowboys. A minute 52 to go here of one of the deadest first halves in human history. Drink water gives the offload away to a knock on here and a knock on there and a knock on everywhere. This is a fucking fantastic first half of real enthralling stuff. Enthralling stuff. Buck also likes boutique beers. Boutique beers. I like good beer tasting and different beer tasting, but what's a boutique beer? Buck says, don't knock until you try it. I will knock it, and I won't try it. It's always sold out at 7-Eleven. Yeah, well, the society is going down a dark path, mate. Can you disagree with me? Knock on there from the Cowboys. I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this. They get the offload away. Please just blow the whistle for halftime, referee. I beg. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. What's the beer of choice in Thailand? I'm probably gonna have a Long Island iced tea tonight, but the beer of Thailand's like Chang or Singer. I just like the raspberry lemonade one. Yeah, but you're a female, Olivia, so that's okay. That's okay. That's okay, that one. So second tackle now at the 5, 34 seconds to go in the first half. So I thought you were talking about the one in Vegas for some reason. No, I'm talking about the one here. And now I found out there's one in Vegas. So it's Jack Bostock. I'm going to the steakhouse tonight, and it's called Prime Steakhouse. So 5 metres away. 5 metres out. Isai Katoa on third tackle. And just go for a field goal, you cats. Go for a field goal, you cats. 10 seconds to go before tackle. Go for a field goal, you cats. Go for oh, don't worry, they're going to score a try instead. Well, friends, ladies, and gentle ladies from all across the world, that is a try for Kurt Donahue, Fiji Bati legend, playing the 13-year-old today, and he will score to put the Dolphins, the Giga 20-4 up with a kick to come right on half-time. Still Cats, still massive Cats are not taking the field goal option. JFR says, have you had a Red Bull in Thailand since it was created there? Just seeing if it tastes different. No, but Pepsi tastes different. Pepsi tastes shit out here. Pepsi Max, I won't buy it here. You guys know I like mixing up between Coke Zero and Pepsi Max back home in Australia when I'm streaming or when I was in India. But here, only Coke Zero if I'm going to drink. No sugar drink because the Pepsi and Pepsi Maxes suck. Jay says, never order a Bloody Mary in India. That is very healthy advice, mate. I hope you learnt that from someone really intelligent, which I'm sure isn't me. Olivia says, my dad makes a mad Long Island iced tea. Long Island iced teas, now there's something. There's something to really get your blood pumping. Quite literally if you have too many of them. Olivia says, we use our Ninja slushy machine and it's a long slushy. It's so good. A Ninja slushy machine? Ninja? Is it like a stealth machine? Well, you know what? I'm going to stealthily go for a break here at halftime for the next 5 minutes. It is 22-4 to the Dolphins at halftime. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. We'll quickly run through some of these stats. We'll quickly run through some of these statolas. Your Italian mate told me. That's funny. But all right, guys, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. Let's go through these stats. So, 53% to the Dolphins, possession-wise. 47% possession-wise for the Cowboys. 14 minutes and 16 seconds for the Dolphins on possession, with 13 minutes for the Cows. 80% completion rate for Redcliffe with 16 from 20, which is pretty much on the basis there. That's what you want to be at least averaging, so they're right on the dot. 73% for the Cowboys makes me sick at 14 from 19. And it's not like awful, but you know, you want to be seeing yourself up around the 80% mark. 115 runs for the Dolphins to 92 for the Cowboys. 1,025 meters for the Dolphins to 819 for the Cowboys. So it is a 23 run gap between the Cowboys and Dolphins, and it is a 206 run meter gap. So if you actually give the 10 meters per run, the Cowboys would be above them. So they're actually not doing too bad in the run meters per run, but it's just that obviously they're not getting as much ball. Post contact meters is 333 there to the Dolphins to 286 there for the Cowboys, which also shows a pretty big similarity between the two teams if you're equaling it out. Line breaks are 6-1 to the Dolphins. Tackle breaks is 22-6 to the Dolphins. That's insane. Now, what's insane here? Again, as I always do, some people want me news, that's why I repeat it every time. Average set distance, 25 to 30, turn the game off. 30 to 35, it's not a good average set distance. 35 to 40 is an average set distance. 40 to 45 is a good set distance. 45 to 50 is a fantastic set distance. And then 50 plus is just out of this world. The Cowboys are at 43.11, which is a very good. It's a very good set distance. 52.24 here for the Dolphins. They're getting over 50 meters on average per set. That is incredible stuff. That is unbelievable. It's out of this world. So the Dolphins are killing them. Cowboys aren't doing bad at all on the average set distance, but the Dolphins are crushing them in regards to that. Average play the ball speed is 3.36 seconds for the Cowboys, 3.51 seconds for the Dolphins. So very on the average side, probably a little bit speedier side for the Cowboys, but nothing too spectacular. Dolphins are getting towards the slower side, but also around the average area, but getting towards the slower side. Offloads is 8-3 Dolphins way. Kick defusals 100% for the Cows, 75% for the Dolphins. Oh, this effective tackle percentage. Cowboys, turn the TV off. Cowboys, turn the TV off. Cowboys fans, turn the TV off. Quit. Go to bed. Finito. You've had enough. I've had enough. We've all had enough. Because your effective tackle percentage is dire. 81.68% is beyond horrific. That is beyond horrific in this first half. 88% is what you're looking for. 81.68%. Mate, if I ever see a team hit in the 70%, if I ever see a team hit 79%, I think I'm ending the stream at that halftime. I will end the stream at halftime if a team I ever see hits 79% on an effective tackle percentage. But it's all right, Cowboys. You're still cracking on here because you're at 81.68, which is not too much better, but whatever. 165 tackles made, 22 missed tackles to 15 ineffective. So that is a 37 bad tackles in that first half. That is 3 bad tackles away from having a bad tackle per minute. That is insane. That is 3 bad tackles away from having on the dot a bad tackle per minute. That is not good. 95.34% for the Dolphins, however, is incredible. 95.34% is brilliant. 184 tackles made for only 6 missed tackles. Really good stuff there. And 3 ineffective. And let's not forget, let's emphasize this. Let's kick it home here. Let's whack a 6. Home run. See you later. The Dolphins have had a man down for 10 minutes this first half. Cowboys haven't. The Dolphins have had a man down for 10 minutes, and they've got way less missed tackles, way less ineffective tackles, more tackles made, a better effective tackle percentage, more line breaks in the game by a country mile, a trillion more tackle breaks, a much better average set distance, a better completion rate, and in regards to errors, less errors than the Cowboys. Cowboys are at 7-6. They do have more penalties conceded with 3-2. Less ruck infringements at 2-1. Inside 10 metres is 1-0 Dolphins. On reports is 2-1 Dolphins. And sin bins is 1-0 Dolphins. And the Cowboys are down 22-4 and getting absolutely annihilated in every statistic. Baffling. This team's missed 6 tackles and they had a man down for 10 minutes. Whilst the team that had a full strength team, well, not full strength team, a lot of players out for Origin, but a full 13 players on the pitch have had 16 more missed tackles than the Dolphins and 12 more missed ineffective tackles. Wow. Well, I can see who's winning this game. I can see who's winning this game at halftime. If the Dolphins throw this one away, I'll be shocked. If the Dolphins throw this game away, I'm gonna go get a shirt. I'm gonna just put "dickhead" on this shirt right here, and I'm gonna wear it tomorrow. I'll wear it for you tomorrow if the Dolphins lose this game. I'll wear it for you right here, "dickhead," right on my chest. Get a new shirt. That's what I'll do if the Dolphins lose this game. Blaze uses real ninjas to make his vegan smoothies. You don't want to mess with me, mate. No Muay Thai. Hey? No Muay Thai. GTs, if the Finns can win this game, 2025 champions, bet the house on it. And that comment right there is telling me to go for a break. Okay, guys, I'll be back in a second. Thumbs up to subscribe. That comment right there, I need a break. I need a break. Stupid mother bitch! Alright, have we got our brains back? Have we got our brains back? Have we got our brains back from the comment of if the Finns can win this game, the Finns are 2025 champions and to bet the house in it? I think that might do me. Think that one may just in fact do me. That comment might set me over the edge. Put Ben Shot on the shirt. No one will have a clue. That's a great point. And Blaze will be right back after these messages. Gee whiz! Don't get a t-shirt. We want the neck tat. The neck tat. The next neck tat thing that I do, it'll be like a full one. Hopefully no Telstra ad for you guys right now. No, after that comment about the Dolphins, I hope there is. I hope there's 3 back-to-back Telstra ads. He's off to the massage parlour again. We've lost him to Thailand. You have. You've lost me to Thailand, mate. I'll be in Bangkok in 2 weeks' time, and I'll be there for all the streams. So it's scary times because I just know what I'm going to hear about Bangkok. GT says, nah, Finns have a small fan base, but we're just plotting and scheming in the shadows, just waiting for the right time to unleash the ambush. 2025 champs, Finns up, baby. Okay, so firstly, no. But also, secondly, in regards to small fan base, yes, but they are all Broncos fans in disguise. So when the Broncos are doing well, they're all in the Broncos wagon. When the Dolphins are doing well, they're all in the Dolphins wagon. You are Broncos fans in disguise. In disguise. It's not even really in disguise most of the time. I've learned to never click on a link Jay sends. No, Jay's very trustworthy with links. Just without the trustworthy part. But he does send links. It's like flying to the moon without flying to the moon. That's a good point too. I'm a big fan of flying to the moon without flying to the moon. It's a great point. Blue says, I hope the Dolphins lose because of you, GT. No, I can't have them lose because then I have to get a shirt that says dickhead on the front of it. No, I hope they don't lose. I hope they win for GT at this point, you know, because I don't want to get a shirt that says dickhead. I don't want to pay for a shirt that just straight up says dickhead across the chest. Oh, well, the second half is close to getting back underway here. We are close to getting back underway, I think. Usually when they show this shot, it means the game is about to get back. And flying. Back and flying. I wonder if Cowboys and Dolphins fans, is there any rivalry between these two teams? Like, could anyone actually really give more of a shit about beating the Dolphins if you're a Cowboys fan, or Cowboys if you're Dolphins if you're a Cowboys fan if you're a Dolphins fan? Is there any actually added rivalry to this game, rather than just like Dolphins versus the Knights or Cowboys versus the Raiders? You know. Because I know, like with the Titans-Dolphins, there's a rivalry, and the Titans-Broncos is a rivalry. I wouldn't say there's a rivalry too much with the Cowboys. Like, sure, you can say it's a Queensland rivalry, but there's no, like, animosity there. Like, at all. I could easily say there are way more teams that I care about beating than the Cowboys. GT says, nah, fuck the Broncos. Hey, that's no way to talk to your daddies like that. They're going to be our rivals. Battle for Suncorp is going to be as big as State of Origin. Yeah, your rivals are Broncos and Titans, but I'm asking if the Cowboys are anything on the spectrum. Jay says, Cowboys fans have packed up shop and gone home. It's close. They're probably ordering their Ubers as we speak. Yeah, Blitzy said, GT, why would you say that about your own team? Really disrespectful there. Really disrespectful. And it says, talking about links, do you have a BKR Sport X page still? I've been seeing some if you're looking links. No, mate. Follow me, Andrew. Follow me on Instagram. The link is there on Instagram. I haven't used Twitter really ever. Like, I've kind of used it sparingly over the years, but, like, I've never really gotten into Twitter/X, I know, or whatever. So, no, I said on my Instagram the other night, I did a story up, and I said to people, please don't click on any links on Twitter. Hold on a second. So, let's go on to the Twitter here. And you thought this could have potentially been me. I want to clarify here. You thought that the tweets that were coming out of this Twitter were potentially me. Is this what you're saying? So, the most recent tweet was MC Mirella edinho video tic vazado video de MC Mirella issued part 1 and part 2 with a guy and a girl looking like they're in a porno. You think, Andrew, you're telling me you think that I posted this. You think that I posted this. You also think that I posted, there was an English one before, that video of Meatball just pissed me clean the fuck off. She really dirty as shit. It's not even funny no more. Original video here and it's all blurred. You sat there, saw that tweet, and said, I don't know why BKR Sport's posting that. Damn, he's gone crazy. He's gone loopy. But fair enough. I might click this link and go and check out Meatball Crazy as Shit. And then I started speaking in Spanish. I started speaking Spanish. You thought this was me. You thought the Blaze... Yeah, that's something Blaze did. Blaze must have learnt Spanish while he's in Thailand. He must have learnt Spanish while he was in India. Spanish. Not Thai. Not Hindi. You thought I learned Spanish in India and Thailand. Unbelievable, Andrew. MC Morella, fucking what? I don't think they even knew what words they were saying. One of the words had just letters jumbled. There was just like an AJDBCH. They don't even think that's a word in bloody Uzbekistani. I don't think that's a word in any language. I don't even think someone who's drunk and doesn't speak a language considers that as a word. And they consider anything a word. You could put a Z by itself and they would say that's more of a word than whatever they put there. Jared Farmer said, I didn't know it was that type of X page, Blaze. Is this your secret OnlyFans? No wonder why you're in Thailand. Makes sense. Exactly right. That's what I've been trying to tell you. And, is this really Herbal Inhaler? So third tackle now for the Dolphins. They're at the 25. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. And please, for the love of God, do not click on any of the links that the BKR Sport Twitter is promoting right now. Good run from Mark Nichols to the 45 on fourth tackle. And it says, you mean you don't speak like that day to day? Hey, listen, if it means I'm able to see a beautiful Colombian woman in Colombia know Spanish, then sure. But unfortunately, I don't speak Spanish, and I do not have a beautiful Colombian woman. So that is the big problem here. That is the biggest issue here, is that I do not speak Espanol. No hablo Espanol. No hable. Second tackle now at the 20. I shouldn't be laughing as much as I am now. Gee whiz, mate. You got to get yourself together. You got to pick yourself up. Jay says, not Mexican. Not Mexican yet. Not Mexican. How about I illegally, how about we all jump into Mexico illegally, and then when they try to kick us out, no, that's a controversial, that's a controversial way to go down. TTT says, you're ahead of me, so I can't listen whilst watching the game. Well, then why don't you just pause me? Here's a thought process. Pause me until you're in time with me. 38-18, 38-17, 38-16, 38-15, 38-14. Now you're in time. Welcome to the party. All right, so second tackle of the Dolphins at the 25. Addy says, how much time is left? Well, I just gave you a 5-second rundown of the next 38 minutes. Australia is slightly in the game. Australia is slightly in the game? No way. This should have been the easiest chase of history for South Africa. 241 for 4. They need 41 runs in 6 wickets. Surely, South Africa, don't do it to yourselves. Come on, I nearly want you to win, South Africa. I genuinely want you to. It'd be so embarrassing for them not to chase 69 with 8 wickets left on day 3 or 4. Oh, that's ridiculous. They can't lose that. Fair tackle at the 42. If it was England, I'd be laughing all the way to the cows come home. But it's not England, so I'd actually kind of like South Africa to win. All right, so they're 20 metres out from their own line. Jay, are you saying 3 is in 3 wickets gone? No, there's 4 wickets. So that's a knock-on from the Cowboys, and the Dolphins will get the ball 20 metres out from the line. See? Sniff the Herbal Inhaler, and you're fired up now. We're rocking for the game. Woohoo! Woo! If there was, actually, is a question for everyone. If there was, out of all... Oh, it's day 3. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the wickets. I think it is day 3. I don't know. England has the audacity to complain about our pitches. Have a look at yours. Second tackle now at the 10, sniffing away. Big old sniffer, Olivia. Big. Nicarima will pass it. It's a knock. Oh, it's actually a knock on for the Cowboys. The Dolphins are going to score. Jack Bostock with a hat trick. That's for Jack Bostock. There's a knock on for the Cowboys. The Dolphins touch it, goes backwards, and they will score through Jack Bostock. Deary me. Jason, I blame the weather, especially the storm. So what I was going to ask, especially the storm, Jay, really well done there. Really intellectual there with the storm. Only one S. Congratulations on finally understanding the rules here of the channel after 5 years. So, yeah, Dolphins will score Jack Bostock, 26-4 with a kick to come. So my question was, out of all the languages in the world, outside of your own, which hopefully is English, otherwise I don't know how you're listening to me right now, especially considering I talk quite fast, what's one language you would want to learn? I think mine probably would be Spanish because it does incorporate a large portion of the world. But then again, Brazil speaks Portuguese and most of South America speaks Spanish. So if you learn Portuguese, you don't know. You don't know. And also the Brazilian Portuguese is different to the Portuguese in Portugal. See what I did there? Did that for Gary. Well done, Jay. Really proud of you. They started recording Stark eating a food on the sideline. Thank you for letting us know. So second career hat trick for Jack Bostock, and there's still 35 minutes to go through the game for him to score more. All right. I just want to keep updated with this now. 242 for 4. They've only got 40 runs to get, surely. In 6 wickets. To be fair, South Africa are very well known for choking big leads, and also Australia very well known for not giving up ever. And wow, with Saka, that's a really nice conversion there, man. That's a really nice conversion. So he makes it 28-4 with 35 minutes to go the game. Stark eats a food. Eats a food. Yeah, I would go Spanish. Everyone always says like French or Italian and stuff like that. I don't think I would care for French. Like, I do love a French accent when they're speaking English. But it's like, it's only good for when you're in France. Like, surely if you're going to learn a language, it'd be good to have multiple countries incorporated. Surely that'd be the smartest idea. Alright, so it will be the Dolphins who grab the ball at the 5. Like, if your ultimate intention is to learn, out of all the countries in the world, to learn Samoan or Fijian or something like that, well, it surely would make no sense because it only incorporates one country, unless you plan to live there. Third tackle now at the 40. And they'll go to the right to Felice Kafusi. And Kafusi gets his ball here to the 50. So many bloody languages. There are, especially in India, there's 300 different languages in India. And even in Fiji, they speak Hindi, but it's a different version of Hindi than the one in India. And in India, they speak different versions of Hindi as well. And then there's also like Urdu and Tamil and bloody everything. And Dolphins kick it up, knocked back here for the Dolphins, and the Cowboys will get the ball, and Jackson Purdue at the 15. At the 15. What a rocking game this is. Rocking. Absolutely just rocking. No, it's day 4, by the way, Jay. It is day 4. It's day 4, not day 3. Big old, get a bit of camo in here, you know? Big old camo fan. Caden Lars on NRL debut. I was talking about how many debuts there are recently, and Caden Lars is going to debut here for the Cowboys. So we had a debut in the last game. We had a debut last night for the Titans. Was there a debut in the Sharks-Dragons game? I don't think so, which is a disappointment. And Sharks and Dragons fans, you really got to start thinking about the younger generation and stop being selfish. The Sharks definitely didn't, and the Dragons did not. Guys, are we still alive? Because that just froze for me, and now they get out to the right-hand side. Murray Talangi, fit tackle at the 13. Am I still live? And Dolphins now at the ball at the 5. First tackle for them. Okay, let's skip forward. Back on, mate. Okay, so we did stop for a bit. I don't know what's happening with the internet today. This is the first time it's happened the whole time that I've been here. Alright, so the Dolphins now at the 20. Do you know how to speak Māori, Olivia? Being a Kiwi? Then again, I guess that's like... No, well, you know what? I was about to say, I guess asking if a Kiwi understands Māori is very similar to asking an Australian, like asking if Australians know the indigenous language too, to be fair. But then again, Australia's very big comparatively to New Zealand. Probably the Monkeys playing the power lines. It might be the case. Might be the case. So, Cowboys bring this ball outside the 40 to the 45. It's third tackle. 31 minutes to go here. There is a potential of footy bomb. I can speak about it. You can't, though. I know all the colours. I sing it in a song. Do you know how to say 1 to 10 in Māori? Do you know how to say 1 to 10? I love the Māori language. I do love a Kiwi accent. Kiwi accents are great. Some people hate it. I love it. Alright, so the Dolphins will grab it at the 20. Well, there's an Australian here doing this fitness retreat as well, and she says she hates it. But I actually really enjoy the Kiwi accent. Second tackle now at 30. 30 minutes to go of the game. Hit the thumbs up and subscription if you are new around here. Oh, now I can't even see what that says. Oh, Jared 5 says 1 to 10 in Māori is quite easy, but it has similarities to 1 to 10 in Samoan. Well, Jared, it's only easy because you know it. If you don't know it, then how is it going to be easy? I could say the English 1 to 10 is very easy as well. One rule for you, one rule for us. Shocking. Cry about it. Talk to the PR. Have you sent a message to HR about it? Do you want me to go get HR for you? HR is just sitting over there. I can go get HR for you if you'd like, if you want to make a complaint. I'm not Māori though. No, I knew you weren't Māori. That's why I was asking. That's why I was asking, being a Kiwi who's not Māori, if you actually knew it. I'm with the complaints department right now. Is that right? Big hit there from the Dolphins. Oh, Gert Donahue. He's fired up here tonight. He's massively fired up. And then Sam McIntyre, 4 tackle 30. Hold on, Andrew. I'll go get HR for you. Hold on 1 second, mate. I'll be back in 1 sec. All right, hey, can you come over here? HR department? Yeah, no. Yeah, no, we need with someone complaining. All right, I'll put you on. All right. Oh, HR department here, Andrew. What's your complaint, mate? Dolphins with the ball hit the 25. I'm just going to cover for BKR for a second. What's your complaint here, Andrew? I don't know who you're talking to, but it might be a telemarketer from India. I'm not too sure who you're talking to right now, but I'm here. So second tackle. Yeah, oh, maybe he's on hold with Sam. Maybe that could be the case. He'll be on hold for a while. Yeah, you will be on hold for a while with Skunkle. That guy doesn't know where the band's up and the drums are playing. And now it's going to be Fitifiwiaki with a big run to the 45. Decent big hits in these last few moments. Come on, Andrew. We don't have all day here, mate. Don't have all day. Get your complaints in. And then I'll have to adjudicate on it. So Jack Bostock at the 35. He flicks off here to Nicarima. And Nicarima at the 30. 25. He steps around again. He flicks it off. And it hits grass. Grass. And the Cowboys will not get it. Dolphins do get it still at 25. Hey, so basically BKR is treating his people unfairly. Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay, so from the HR department, we're going to see in 1 minute, mate. Don't have to complain again. Dolphins are going to score a try. And it is 32-4. With a kick to come to Les Dolphins. Jake Everett will score. Have a good long think about that one. All right, I'll go get BKR again. All right, thank you, mate. Yeah, too easy. Oh, Andrew, I timed out for a minute. I probably would have timed him out for 5, but it's fine. No. I trust your judgment there. All right, so the Dolphins, 32-4 with a kick to come. It's always the Andrews in the chat. Always the Andrews, Jay. Always the Andrews. But no, I do agree with the HR department's decision on that. So 32-4, this game is well and truly done and dustarunoed. Close finish coming up. Close finish coming up in this bad boy. Just opened up Instagram. Wow. Wow. GT says, let's go. Jared says, never trusted Andrews, they say. Yeah. Plenty of English Andrews here. We've got Andrew Backhouse, and that's the biggest. Out of everyone here, Andrew Backhouse is the one you've got to watch the most. That's the one. That is the one you've got to watch the most. So Dolphins in some unreal form. Unreal form. But Cowboys fans will obviously use the origin. He's Canadian now. Got to be careful of that bloke. So they get the kick. So 34-4 with 27 minutes to go. Did you see my comment about me being related to a Māori queen? I did now. It might have been about 3 years too late, but I still saw it. Better late than never. Better never than late. Especially late than never, though. Why is it now that the Dolphins have turned into primetime Michael Jordan co? So now every game we have to watch the Dolphins, they just kill teams, and it just ends up with us talking about Māori queens and timing out Andrews. You can talk about it now, Andrew. Well done. See? Now you understand why you can't complain to HR. So the Cowboys will do a short drop-off, a short kickoff with 27 minutes to go in the game. The Cowboys will a short kickoff and give away a penalty. So the Dolphins will get a penalty at the halfway point. What a time to be alive. You were too busy being HR. Me, I'm not about HR. No, HR's over there, though. So they're going to challenge this, and they're going to lose this challenge here, the Cowboys. They are going to challenge this. Hey, to be fair, we can watch paint dry. That might be something that we could consider during Dolphins games. Knights games have turned into absolute belters. Yeah, no, that's not. They're not going to be able to overturn this because his hands are back. You're probably going to assume that's before the line. Prior to travelling to the line. Yep. So it's going to be unsuccessful challenge there from the Cowboys. Dolphins penalty at the halfway point. He lost his voice yesterday, squealing. Well, so unfortunately, Skunkle wasn't able to go to the game yesterday. So maybe it's Skunkle's fault we've been losing. Maybe it's Skunkle's fault because he wasn't actually able to. So his Blues, his Auckland Blues lost yesterday in the Super Rugby. So he wasn't even able to watch that because he was on a flight to Melbourne. He had to go work in Mexico for the day or the night or whatever. He had to go to work. You know, who prioritises work over rugby league? What a silly thing to do, you know? So he wasn't even able to watch the game at Seabus where we won, and he didn't get to watch the Blues game as they lost to the Crusaders. So I think he didn't watch the Blues game, so it's his fault because he should have been watching. But it's also his fault that we won for the Titans because he wasn't there. So fourth tackle now for the Dolphins at the 15. It's Katoa at the back here to Nikorima. Nikorima then flicks it all the way across to Marshall King. Herbie Farnworth. And Farnworth fit tackle. No, gets the offload away. Fourth tackle. And that will be dropped backwards for the Cowboys. Then knock it on. So 0 tackle for the Dolphins. I think I'd say it's a knock on for the Dolphins. Damn, I'd nearly challenge that. GT says, Wolf really focused on defense. A lot of wrestling, grappling. Finn's defense has improved a lot since last year under Wolf. Well, last year was under Wayne, but the Dolphins, beside the Storm game was impressive. The Storm game was impressive. Outside of that, there's plenty of excuses for the teams they're playing. Bulldogs had like 8 players out, Dragons had Dragons, and Cowboys have 100 players out too. So these big wins against the Bulldogs and Cowboys are a little bit of a facade. The Dragons game was great, but the Dragons are the Dragons. They did lose to the Warriors 16-12, but it was at least a good game. They did only just beat the Eels, and the Eels are in second last, and potentially last next week because it's a battle between 17th and 16th next week. And lost to the Roosters 36-26, conceded 40 to the Raiders. But the Storm game was impressive. The Storm game was really the most impressive one. Keeping it close against the Warriors, sure. But there's still a long way to go here for the Dolphins to prove themselves against like the big time opposition. But you can only play who you're playing. You can only play who you're up against. So I'm very well aware of that thought process too. All right, so the Cowboys get this ball here to the 50. Jason, do you remember American Pickers with Mike Wolf and Frank Fritz? It was on TV for years. I didn't know what Mike... What are you talking about? What? Are you with us? Are you on the same planet as us? Mike Wolf and Frank Fritz and Mike killed Frank? What? They sound like joke names. It sounds like I'm missing something here. Am I missing a part of the joke? You never heard of American Pickers? No, I've never heard of I've never heard of American Pickers, Joe. Jared Farmo says, this is what happens when there's a blowout game. We lose our minds. We've definitely lost our minds. Oh, Donahue gets support of 50. He's been great today. He's been man of the match for sure. You live under a rock? I do, in fact, live under a rock. Yeah. Like, I may have gone through 3, 4, 5 countries in the last, 6 months across all different continents of the world, but I do live under a rock. So, second tackle now at the 35. Marshall King off to Isai Katoa. Jay, did you know that Hannah Montana, that the dad in Hannah Montana is actually Miley Cyrus' dad? I thought that'd be interesting for you. You know how his last name is Billy Ray Cyrus? His last name's Cyrus? Well, that's actually Miley Cyrus's last name too. Don't know if you know. So first tackle now. 10 metres out. Really intriguing stuff here happening in this Dolphins Cowboys game. 6 again for the Dolphins at the 10. Thank you, Olivia, for the Google. We love a good Google. Mark Nichols knocks it on, and Cowboys pick it up through Drinkwater and brings it out here to the 20. Really? Shit a brick, eh? Jay, I know it's wild stuff. It's really, really wild stuff. Olivia says, one tahi, rua, toru. Wow, this is very similar to Fijian. No, Ratuman, sorry. Tahi, rua, toru, fa, rema, ono, fitu, waru, iwa, dekau. That's very similar to how Ratumans say 1 to 10. They're like very similar. And for people who don't know Ratuma is an island well off of Fiji that is still Fiji, but is actually Polynesian rather than Melanesian, and Fiji is Melanesia. That's an actual interesting fact. The other one was a joke. The interesting fact is Ratuma is an island in Fiji that it feels like its own country, has a different people to Fiji, but they are classed as Fijian, even though they are Polynesian and Fiji is Melanesian. There's your fun fact for the day. JJ says the backline's attack is the best in the game when they're on. Well, let's relax. There's plenty of really good teams that could be up. I think the Dolphins have a fantastic 1 through 7. 1 through 5, and then Isaiah is really coming on. Nick Rima can have his good and his bad days, but like best in the game, you know, when the Storm are on. When the Panthers are on, then their backline's probably the best in the game. Yeah, look, I think when the Dolphins are on, I would say they're a top 4 backline of the game, but I'd still have a few other teams above them. So the Dolphins now will get this ball to the 45. Sundo says, this game could put me to sleep, yet somehow I still woke up and it's still on. Sundo, this game is it's not enthralling. But you know what? It's 20 minutes to go. So if you haven't hit that thumbs up button yet, guys, and subscribe, then do that right now. And that's going to be a knock-on from the Dolphins. This is why, Sundo, you're missing out on some really intriguing stuff. Okay, so I'll teach you what we've learned today. So what we've learned today is Ratuma is Polynesian, not Melanesian, despite being in Fiji, which is Melanesia. We have learned that Billy Ray Cyrus is actually Miley Cyrus's dad. We've learned how to say 1 to 10 in Maori. And we've also learned that GT is delusional and think the Dolphins are going to win the comp this year. So really intriguing stuff here that's going on today on BK Sports Stream. At least today, though, we don't have somebody threatening to kill Jay and his dogs. That's a good start to the stream, because last week we did have Jay and his dogs being threatened. Did the Dolphins beat the Cows last time they played? Shit, I don't know. I don't think the Dolphins have played the Cowboys this season. They have not. I can technically go back to last season and help you out if you'd like. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go 2024 because we've got time, because this game's shithouse. Well, the first game of last year, they lost 43 to 18 to the Cowboys. So it's going to be knock-on. Challenge retained, but it's a knock-on. So the last time the Dolphins played the Cowboys was round 9. It was actually my birthday last year, Saturday, 4th of May. They won 28-26 in North Queensland, the Dolphins. So there you go. I hope you learned something from that today. Hope you had fun. Hope it was a fun fact for you. Buck is a long story. Buck said, who threatened to kill and his dogs? Oh, it is a long story. Jay was in big trouble with the Western Sydney fan base last week. Someone wasn't a big fan of the old Jay Hayes, but Jackson Purdy, big fan of a line break. He breaks through, taking down to 20 on third tackle. 19 minutes to go. Big fitty bomb here potentially. There is a potential big fitty bomb here, but there's 19 minutes to go. They do need 3 more tries here, the Dolphins. Buck, some random kid pretending to represent some random drill rap group started threatening Jay. It was a sight to behold. It was. We lost control. What game was that? It wasn't Dolphins Dragons. It was the other game, wasn't it? And on fifth tackle, Cowboys get taken out of the 10. So Dolphins ball, 10 minutes out. Yeah, he did have another friend, Olivia. There was another friend that was backing him up. You know, it was terrifying scenes. It's actually really scary stuff. It was was Dolphins Dragons last week. Was it actually? Dolphins, this is your fault at this point. This is your fault at this point. It's funny because like it tells you how interested people are in this game right now. Usually we have between 300 to 400 votes on the poll by this point of the game, and there's 174 votes at the moment. So it shows that the interest levels in the Dolphins Cowboys currently is at a very large low. And Cowboys shot, the ball goes backwards, and it'll be their ball at the 10. What is it with Dolphins games that bring out the strangest people? Ask GT. You know, GT, speak up for your fan base. What is it with you? And you're doing your kick, and you got threatening of dogs and Jay over there in Perth, closer to China than it is to the east coast of Australia. Scott Drinkwater, 4 tackle to the 25. These kind of games really, you're scrubbing the bottom of the barrel, man, for conversation. You're really having to go deep into the depths of the Mariana Trench to find out kind of what to talk about in 34-4 drillings in the origin period of two teams that are really right in the middle of the table. Titans Eels next week. At least I'm a Titans fan, so regardless I can conversate there. But in games like this, you're just like, what the fuck do you do? They play trumpets. Like, what? It's just, you just lose your mind on streams like this. 6 again for the Dolphins at the 40 on the Cowboys side of the field. You lose your mind. And I'm so sorry to actual Dolphins fans and Cowboys fans have to sit here and listen to it. But then again, I blame the Dolphins for it. Because this is now 2 weeks in a row now. Like, at least the Knights and the Roosters had a crazy finish. Titans, Manly, my team won. Sharks and Dragons. The Sharks came back from a 18-6 as to knock on from the Dolphins. Came back from 18-6 at half time. What's this game at? What's this game at? Dolphins need to dump the trumpets. Oh, that's what Livy's talking about. They had the 2 trumpets last week. Yeah, they do love good blowing. They do. They love blowing a big old trumpet. The trumpets aren't hyping anything up. Well, if they start doing the if they did that one, that would hype me up. It's the best trumpeting of all trumpets. It's a great beat. Cowboys get the offload away. Cohen Hess to Carl Lawton. And Drinkwater flicks it out. There, that's a knock on there from the Cowboys. And then Talangi just kicks the ball away. This game is horrific, dude. This game is horrific. And everyone's just going to play it on and bring it out of the 40. And now they'll just go back to where the ball was knocked on. 15 minutes left to go. By the end of this season, we might get to a point where we have to get a shirt saying, I survived the Dolphins 2025. And not out of like a scare factor, out of like a, these guys, to be fair, it's their opposition's fault. It's not the Dolphins' fault, it's their opposition's fault. Come on, Dolphins. Oh my gosh. What is Hainsey doing? Oh, Dolphins are away again. Nicaragua's going to score. 38-4. Oh, he gave the ball to Herbie Farnworth just for fun. Oh, man. The Fitty Bomb is on, baby. The Fitty Bomb is on. I don't know what happened, Sundo. I don't know what happened here. There's a try for Herbie Farnworth. Nicaragua broke away. He just gave the ball to Farnworth for fun. He was already over the line just by himself. I heard Hainsey's name. Well, I just opened up Instagram, and I can see Hainsey going 2 points, king dethroned, and in the top 8. And like, what's happening? Like, what are we watching? What are we watching? You know, like, what are we doing here, man? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. So it's about to be 40-4 here, you would assume. I'm going to message Hainsey. Listen here, buddy. You listen up and you listen up good. We're live streaming right now. But I just want to tell you, I've just seen you doing your Telstra ad walk, and it pissed me off. I've already got to sit here through one of the deadest games of all time, and then I open up my Instagram thinking, oh, I'm going to see something funny, you're going to see, something cool, and I open up and I see you doing the Telstra ad and reminding me of the Telstra ad. I need you to go to a mirror, have a good hard look at yourself, and slap yourself. Unbelievable, Brendan. Jared says, take the wins when you get them. That try completed Nicarima's multi. I'll let you know what he says. So the Dolphins will get the conversion. Isako curls it in. So it is 40-4 to the Dolphins with 13 minutes to go. Check his accounts. I'm going to check my my mental state after watching these back-to-back Dolphins games. I'm going to check my mental state. Okay. No. I was about to read that comment out too. So 13 minutes left to go of the game here. Dolphins. Okay, I was about to read something out, but it just went off the screen. Almost, Jay. Very almost. But you didn't get it out of me. All right, so 10 metres away here from their own line. First tackle for the Dolphins. And you wonder why you have Western Sydney after you. You know? Second tackle. Marshall King. Off to Sakatoa. Short ball to Finifuiyagi. And it'll be the 30. No way his reply could be that bad. He hasn't seen it yet. He'll probably be out having a few beers at the pub after that game. And it's a drop ball from the Dolphins, and it'll be a knock on. Jay on their daily mission to get Blaze in trouble. Oh, I couldn't give a fuck. If I said that out loud, I couldn't care less what anyone over there has to say. But I just don't want to do it because I just don't need to. Who's moving to Perth? They are moving to Perth, apparently. So, Captain's Challenge here. And that actually probably is a knock on Cows. He's passing it back, and it's probably going to be a knock on Cowboys here. Yeah, no, they're coming for you, Jay. They're coming for you. That other Sydney team. He's learnt too much here, Jay. He knew that a timeout was coming. He knew a timeout was coming. Okay, so it's very clearly that ball's going backwards, and it's a knock on there from the Cowboys. Well, no, it's not a first knock on for the Dolphins. It was passed backwards. It should be successful challenge. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's 40-4. How he's passing it backwards? How is that classed as a knock on against the Dolphins? Baffling. Just baffling. Just baffling. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Olivia with the slap. Olivia's woken us up. She's got us out of our grave. You know, they were putting the grave down, and we were about 3 feet, but Olivia's woken us up with a $160 donation. She's speaking Māori, she's speaking French, she's speaking donation time. Why not just need to bring some excitement, fire up? Now, I would consider criticizing you for not putting a comma or a question mark between, maybe not the comma, but the question mark after why not, Olivia, because it makes it, why not just need to bring in some excitement? It doesn't really make sense, but I won't do that. I wouldn't do that considering you donated such a large amount, so I really do appreciate you. So I will not criticize the no question mark after why not. I won't even bring it up. I won't bring it up. Don't worry, you can thank me later. Cowboys get this ball through, and Farnworth will knock it out dead. But thank you very much, Olivia. I appreciate that. That's going to go straight to a steak tonight. Straight to a beautiful steak tonight. Massive steak. Massive steak. Steak. Massive steak. Get around you, Olivia. Kembo says, I'm awake. What happened? Oh, the game still sucks. What happened is Olivia was teaching us Māori 1 to 10, which is basically Returman 1 to 10, and Jay Hayes is still alive and his dogs are still cracking on. I have fat thumbs. Olivia, I didn't bring anything up. I didn't say anything. I didn't bring anything up for the sole purpose that I'm a compassionate, empathetic, and sympathetic BKR Sport empathy channel. Get a steak bar my with that dono. Yeah, a bit of steak bar my probably goes down all right. But steak bun my straight to the Ladyboy Fund. I need you to go seek help, Jay. See what I mean? People still, they just don't stop talking about ladyboys here on the channel. Now, I feel like you guys are, I think you guys are really, you really want a ladyboy, don't you? You know, you can go to Thailand, you can find it, mate. So that's going to be held up over the line 6 again, though. It's the first tackle for the Cowboys at the 10. Seems like you guys are really trying to profess your dreams onto me. I'm sorry, but I've got my own dreams and my own passions. That's not, unfortunately, or fortunately, it's not one of my thought processes. But you guys are entitled to do what you feel like you need to do. Alright, so it's Clifford off to Purdue over the top. Bostock's away with an intercept. Bostock's away with the intercept. You're not catching him. See you later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bostock with his unos, dos, tres, cuatro. No, sorry. Bostock with his... Where is it? Tahi, Rua, Toru, Fa, try time. Tahi, Rua, Toru, Fa, try time. For Jack Bostock. 4 times. Enjoy your after the game steak, please. Yeah, I will, Buck. Yeah, I will. I will enjoy my steak, actually. I'm going to enjoy it really thoroughly, too. Really, really thoroughly. You know what? I'll take a photo and put it on Instagram. And if people here aren't following me on Instagram yet, firstly, you're a muppet. Secondly, link in the chat at the top right there. It says follow BKR Sport on Instagram. If you don't do that, then your team is going to come last this year. And it's not going to be mine. So if you're a Titans fan, you can be grateful. So try time. Go get some Macca's wings there, Cracker. Macca's wings? Betsy? So you think I'm going to go... Betsy, you think I've come to Thailand and I'm going to have some Macca's wings? Then again, steak isn't really well known for Thailand, but I'm going to get a steak bun mai. The fitty is on, Jay. The fitty is well and truly on here. The fitty is strong with this one. It's very strong. How do you have your steak? You know what? I'm not going to tell you how I enjoy my steak, but I want people to put how they have their steak in the chat. And if it is the wrong answer, there's only one truly wrong answer. There's only one truly wrong answer. Comment in the chat. If you say the wrong answer, you do get timed out. But I want you all to put your favorite, how you cooked your steak. And there is only one incorrect answer. Everything else I can suffice with. I can deal with. I can put up with. 46-4 with 9 minutes to go the game. Okay, the first one's done. Ryan Crumplesticks, you're done straight away. You're done. You're done. You're done, Ryan. You're done. Yeah, actually, that was 5 minutes. I'll give you 1 minute, mate, because that's way too long. So I'll change that. But the first comment was well done. For gosh sake. Harmon Harris is rare. See, I don't mind. I can eat rare. I prefer medium rare, but I can eat rare. But the first comment, Ryan Crumplesticks, the first one is well done. Oh, man. You're lucky you don't get an insult here, mate. I'm too kind. But you're going for 1 minute, mate. Medium rare's the goat. But I don't mind a bit of rare. Sunday says medium. Oh, you're teaser. You're close, mate. You were close to getting a good punch to the mouth. Tyler says blue. Okay, maybe that might be incorrect, but it's just not my kind of deal. Do you just want the cow? Just bring the cow out. At least have the cow not be alive. Or do you want the cow still alive at this point with blue? Are you asking for the cow to still be alive when it's out on the plate? The points differential for the Dolphins is plus 134, by the way. Oh, no, they're going to score the 50 right now. Avarillo, 35-30. And Jack Bostock for 5, maybe. He cuts back on the inside at the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. He's lost the ball backwards. Dolphins will score a try. And we're going a 30. A 30 bump. A 30 bump. A 30 bump. A 30 bump. 30. A 30 bump. A 30 bump. A 30. A 30 bump. A 30 bump. 30 bump. 30 bump. 30 bump. 30 bump in your mouth. 50 bump in your mouth. Fit bomb in your mouth. 50 to 4 with a kit to come. 7 minutes to go. That's back-to-back 50s for the Dolphins, by the way. That is back-to-back 50 bombs. Dasher says Finny bomb. Oh, it would have been good if you had to put the H before the I, Dasher. You were so close to legendary status there. So close. Jared Farmo says, people who like well-done steaks also enjoy eating leather shoes. It's disgraceful, and that is absolutely spot on. It is absolutely spot on. You know, don't go to a steakhouse and order a steak if you want well done. Go to a steakhouse and order leather shoes. Buck says, surely Dolphins make the 8 in their form. Well, again, they're not really kind of beaten anyone spectacular the last couple of weeks, but this form is unbelievable. It is really good. Ray Stone, or Raymond Stone. They're going with the full name there. Full name drop. The full name drop there for Raymond Stone. Okay, Logan Paul Sachs. We're going to see you in 1 minute. Have a word to yourself. There's still 6 minutes to go here. You've done yourself over for the next minute at the very least. Just to read out Logan Paul Sachs. Absolutely disgusting comment. Olivia timed him out too. Well done steak is good. I don't get the hate. Well, you're going to get it now. You're gonna get it now. Well done steak is basically like going to McDonald's and getting a salad. Well done steak is as useful as an ashtray on a motorbike. Do you have an ashtray on your motorbike, Logan Paul Sachs? Still not putting my house on them. Don't think I'm going to put the house on them. So some Kelton chops at 50 bomb. Guess Lagan also doesn't get flavour. Lagan doesn't understand flavour. Doesn't understand flavour. Sunday says, you are timed out for as long as it takes to chew a piece. That's good from you, Sunday. That's a good one. That was good. As long as it takes to chew a piece. Well done steak is as useful as a lagging... Okay. Useful as a lagging ballsack. Imagine, like, actually making your YouTube name Lagging Ballsack. I also... Okay, if I could, you know what? You deserve it. You deserve the 5 minutes now, Ryan. No, Ryan, I gave you a minute. You deserve 5 minutes now. He's just said that he drowns his well-done steak in tomato sauce. You're lucky I don't end the stream right now. You're lucky I don't end the stream immediately with 5.5 minutes to go. That is possibly the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I have never seen a worse duo of comments since I saw a Parramatta fan say they're going to win the comp undefeated in 2 separate comments. You have overtaken that. It's apparently the Dolphins here at the 40. To have a well-done steak is one thing, but to drown it in tomato sauce, fuck me. I'm losing my mind. Canberra says, well done steak is about as good as it is to listen to Blocker Roach commentate. I'd rather listen to Blocker Roach commentate than have a well done steak drowned in tomato sauce. Kick him out of Australia, Ryan. I want you deported from Australia. I want you out of here, mate. I want you out. Someone call Albo. Someone call Albo. I'd rather a live cow. Just still walking around. Get the cow still walking before I have a well-done steak in drenched tomato sauce. What's wrong with you, Ryan? Nicarima at the top of the Bostock. Bostock at the 15. He's at the 10. Third tackle. Can someone check on Ryan's taste buds? Because apparently they've been nuked out of existence. Yeah, forget this whole thing with Iran and nukes. It's Ryan's bloody tongue at this point. Ryan's tongue. Send him to Ladyboy prison. Well, if he's liking well-done steak with tomato sauce drench, he probably would enjoy that. Logan says, guys, how about let's watch the game? It's 52-4 with 4 minutes to go, mate. What game are we watching? What game do you want us to watch here? It's not a game. It's a slaughter. We are at the slaughterhouse for the cows as we speak. This is relatable. This is relevant to the game. Oh, my gosh. Bostock has hit it back. That's going to be a dropout here from the Cowboys. We are literally watching the cows play right now. We're talking about steak. It's relatable to the game. Probably eats raisins with the salad. Oh, my gosh. Don't start me on raisins. Well, there's a game on. Again, it's the cows on. Well done steak goes well with well done toast. If any, I couldn't deal with someone said they like burnt toast. If someone likes burnt toast, then I just can't even help you at this point. And the Dolphins will grab this ball to 15. After seeing this Cowboys performance, I don't want any steak. No, I'm going to enjoy a steak tonight. I'm going to enjoy a steak tonight just like the Dolphins have. I've just lost my damn appetite. I'm going to enjoy it and laugh at the steak. Please turn this stream off now if you're a vegan or a vegetarian. I'm going to laugh at the steak for the performance we've seen here today. Oh, Hainsey has sent a voice message. He said, just enjoy the Cowboys losing, Mr. Ross. The Nicarima is going to score a try. And it's 56 before the kid come. Okay, I'm scared. I'm terrified. I'm going to play his voice message. I'm going to play Hainsey's voice message here. It's only 4 seconds, so surely it can't be that bad in this 4 seconds. So 56 for the kid to come. Hold on. I'm terrified what he sent back. Unbelievable. He's just whistled the Telstra ad song. I'll let you listen. Alright, Ainsley, I've said this on stream too. I need you to know this. I hope the Roosters never win a game again after you've sent that voice message, but I am enjoying the Cowboys losing. Oh no, it's invaded the BKR streams. Everybody take cover. Blame Hainsey. Blame the Roosters fan. Blame the Roosters fan. Blame him. I just want to really re-emphasize this, and everyone in the chat is agreeing with me. And if you want to come by and have people slag you off, and feel free. But that is the most disgraceful voice message I've ever heard, and I hope the Roosters lose every game for their human existence. Especially if they play the Titans. Oh, wait, no, we beat them last time, eh? Jay says, Addy says, did the game end? Yeah, about 78 minutes ago when the Dolphins took the lead. So 58-4 to the Dolphins with 2 minutes and 12 seconds to go of the game. Oh, no, I can't. That'll get copyrighted. Jay... he's got plenty of those, Jay. Andrew says, have a great evening all. It's been a couple of crackers tonight. Yeah, fantastic game, this one. No, really fantastic game, this one. Yeah, it's over, mate. No, it's been over for a good 70 or 78 minutes. A good 78 minutes. Like a real strong 78 minutes. Farnworth with... Oh, are they going to hit the slammer? Are they going to get the slam dunk 60 slammer? Are they going to get the 60 slam dunk slammer? Jermaine Sarko with the 40, the 45, the 50, the 45, the 40, the slammer, get the slammer, get the slammer. No, Cowboys, you bastard, mother bitches. They intercepted the ball. We both call it 16-0 Sunday. We're spot on. We should be analysts. Block a roach. Be careful of your job, mate. We're coming for it. We're coming for it. Yeah, Cowboys are robbed. Oh, it's a Dolphin strip. Okay, 60 slammer, come up. Slammer. Give us a slam. Give us a slam. 60 slammer coming up. Bust it, you fucking bastard. He's knocked the ball on. Bostock. That was his fifth try. And he's knocked the ball on over the line. It would have been a 60 slammer. It would have been a slam dunk, a slicksty slammer, slippity slap. It would have been a slippity slap at a 60 slammer. And he's knocked the ball on. Game's ruined now. Yeah, thanks, Bostock. I'd drop in a reserve grade next week. Forget the 4 tries he scored today. I'd drop in a reserve grade. Drop him. Drop in a reserve grade. Drop him to reserve grade immediately. Do your neighbours ever complain? Luckily, it's low season here in Thailand, Jay. So, no. It's low season, so there's not many people here. Andrew says, Bostock, you're terrible. You can't even catch. I would genuinely drop in a reserve grade after that. 4 tries, whatever. 5 tries, that's legendary status. 4 tries, drops the ball over the sideline, drops the ball over the line, and it would have been 60 slammer, slippity slop. Like, it would have been... You could have put him as Dally M. But, unfortunately, now I'm dropping him to Crazy Aussie Room 26. I'll just start speaking American, and then when they come to the door, I'll say, no, I'm Australian, mate. I don't know what you're talking about. But then when I'm talking here on the stream, you know, this is absolutely bullshit that Jack Bostock has just dropped that ball over the line for the 5th try of the game. But instead, it's going to be a final score here of 58-4. And the old Dallas Cowboys here cannot beat the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins do go up into the top 8 now. They'll actually go into 6th position above the Brisbane Broncos, the Denver Broncos, sorry. So the Denver Broncos drop down to 7th. The Miami Dolphins go up to 6th. And unfortunately for the Dallas Cowboys, they will go down to 11th position. No, they'll go down to 10th position for the time being. But if the Rabbitohs, who I've never heard of before, the Rabbitohs beat there's no also Georgia Bulldogs. That's the only Bulldogs team I know in America. If the Rabbitohs beat the Georgia Bulldogs, then the Cowboys will actually go down to 12th position. So they're going to really hope that those Georgia Bulldogs, do a really good job for them tomorrow, where we will be back and live. Since people can't complain, because if they will say the American in that room, and then when I go to the door, I'll just say, it's okay, mate, I'm Australian. It's the crazy American next door. They'll never know. They will never know. But all right, guys, that's it for today. I will see you tomorrow for the Bulldogs and the Rabbitohs game, which hopefully will be a good one. Today's not been a fantastic day of games, but at least that Roosters Knights game finished off with an absolute cracker, and at least the Titans won this week. Otherwise, I would have been hurting myself with a headbutt into the wall. Andrew says, bet responsibly all. Well, hey, didn't you get the 2 tries each? A half? Give us our 10%. You so done it, buddy. Mastered. You got your 2 tries per half. But alright, guys, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. I'm going to go enjoy a beautiful medium rare steak. It might even go rare. I may even decide to go rare. As far away from well done as humanly possible, Ryan Crumple Sticks. Deary me. You've just disappointed the whole chat here. And Bostock, don't even start. Drop into Rezzies next week after that drop ball. But alright, guys, I'll see you tomorrow for the Bulldogs and the Rabbitohs game. And do not forget, big game on Wednesday. State of Origin, right here. It's going to be a cracker. And Cowboys, you're not actually... Oh, no, you need to go on fraud alert. No, you need to do it until we update this. So for the time being, that's going right there. That's gone massively there. Huge. Massive frauds alongside 2 Queensland teams with frauds right now. And there we go. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.